What's up you guys? So today in this video, I am doing an updated version on how to connect the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Elite headset with the DAC to my PlayStation 4 Pro using a MacBook Pro M3 Max running Elgato Studio and OBS Studio. In my initial video, I showed that you were able to download the Elgato Capture Device Utility software from the Elgato website to your Mac. You were able to configure and update the firmware on the Elgato HD60 X game capture card. So it was brought up to my attention from one of the comments for one of the videos that I did that the Elgato Capture Device Utility was not available on the Elgato website anymore. Elgato discontinued the software. So the new Elgato software that you are able to configure and update the firmware for your Elgato game capture cards is the Elgato Studio. You can download that program both for Mac and for Windows. So for this video, I'm going to be setting up the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Elite headset. I'm going to be connecting the game hub it comes with to the PS4 Pro. I'm going to be using the Elgato HD60 X. So we'll be using the Elgato Chat Link Pro cable. I'm going to be using the Victrix Pro PG Reloaded controller. I'm going to set up the headset running wirelessly, so I don't have to connect anything to the controller nor to the headset. And I could be running all that through OBS Studios on my MacBook Pro M3 Max. So we're going to connect this male connector from the Chat Link Pro that comes off from the Y splitter. We're going to connect this to the game hub that comes with the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Elite headset. So this one connects to the line out. And then on the PlayStation 4 Pro, there's no USB-C port. There's only USB-A. So we're going to be using a USB-C to USB-A. Here on the game hub, we're going to connect the USB-C portion of the cable on USB 1. And we're going to connect the other end to the PlayStation 4 Pro. Then for the Elgato HD60 X, we're going to connect the other end of the Elgato Chat Link Pro to the aux port, like this. Then we're going to connect the HDMI cable that comes from the PlayStation 4 Pro here. Middle one is the USB-C Thunderbolt 5 cable that goes to the MacBook Pro M3 Max. And then this one is the HDMI cable that goes to the TV. So with this setup, we could be using the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Elite headset with the Victrix Pro BFG Reloader controller wirelessly, so I don't have to connect anything to the headset nor to the aux port here on the controller. The female end on the Chat Link Pro, you don't connect anything, but if you want a wired connection to the headset, then you just connect the aux cable from here, from the female part of the Chat Link Pro to the headset aux port. And then this way we have a truly wireless experience. We don't have to be dealing with any wires like in my other previous setups. So right now we're gonna go to settings, go all the way down to system, and you select it, and you go all the way down to enable HDCP. So this option by default is checked, is turned on, so you want to uncheck it. When you uncheck it, then you're able to capture gameplay using a game capture card, or in my instance, it's the Elgato HD60 X. For the PlayStation 4 Pro, I'll be using the Elgato HD60 X game capture card. In order to configure and update the firmware on the Elgato HD60 X, you will need to go to the Elgato website, go to the download section, you click on it, you scroll down and make sure you're on the Mac section, and we're going to be downloading the Elgato Studio for Mac. You just hit download. On my previous video, I showed that you were able to download the Elgato Capture Device Utility for Mac to configure and update the firmware for the Elgato HD60 X. But since that recording up to right now, Elgato discontinued that program, so you're not able to download or find the Elgato Capture Utility software on their website. So the only software that's compatible with all game capture cards is the Elgato Studio here from Mac, and it's also available for Windows. So once you downloaded the Elgato Studio on your Mac, you open the app, and now we're going to be connecting the Elgato HD60 X to my MacBook Pro M3 Max. So now the Elgato HD60 X, it's connected. So right now we're going to check if we have a firmware update for the Elgato HD60 X. You go up here, and by the looks of it, I think we do have a firmware update for it. And yes, I'm correct. So the first thing you want to do is update the firmware. So we're going to update the firmware. So I finished updating the firmware. Now we're going to disconnect it and reconnect it. So now we can see that the firmware was updated. So this is the latest firmware. Now, in order to configure the Elgato HD60 X, we're going to go to the right hand corner over here, click on this icon. Now we can change the different options here for recording, video, and audio. So we can change the resolution, we can change the frame rate, and we can change to this. We can change the format on video. So these are the options for video. By default, the audio input for the Elgato HD60 X, it is selected as HDMI audio. That is good if you're just going to use the Elgato HD60 X to capture gameplay. If you leave this at HDMI audio and you connect the Elgato Chat Link Pro, once you do recording or streaming, you're not going to be able to hear anything. If you're using a headset and you want both the gameplay audio and the party chat audio, you need to use the Elgato Chat Link Pro, and you need to swap this option to analog audio in order to have both the gameplay audio and the party chat audio in your recording and streaming. From my previous video, if you're able to download the Elgato Capture Device utility on the Mac, you're still able to use that program. You're just not able to download it off the Elgato website. So right now I have opened the Elgato Capture utility device, and I have connected the Elgato HD60 X. As you can see now, it's running the latest firmware. Like we just downloaded the firmware, and there's no more firmware. If you have the Elgato Capture Device utility, you can use it. If you were not lucky enough to download it, then you go and use the Elgato Studio. For OBS Studio, you have to go to the official website, which is obsproject.com. For, like, I'm using the MacBook Pro M3 Max, I'm going to be going with macOS. And then you have two versions of the macOS. You have the macOS Intel, that's the older MacBooks with the Intel chip, so it'll be like the Intel i7 and older. And then you have this one, which is a macOS Apple Silicon, so this one supports the M1, M2, M3, M4, and M5. For this instance, I'm currently on my MacBook Pro M3 Max. I'm going to be choosing macOS Apple Silicon. Click here, and then it'll start downloading. So once you finish downloading OBS Studio and you open the application, then you're greeted with initial setup. You have to link one of your streaming accounts. So in my instance, I link my Twitch account, and then after that you'll be able to set up your OBS interface. But yeah, this makes it possible to capture gameplay and also to stream gameplay off the console. So right now we're going to connect the Elgato HD60 X and configure it in OBS Studio in order to get the video and audio feed from my PS4 Pro. So the first thing you do after you do the initial setup is you create scenes. In order to create a scene, you have to go to the scenes section. You go down to the plus here where it says add source. You click it, and then you type in a name, and then you press OK. After you created a scene, then you go to sources. So under sources, you're going to go to the plus sign, add source. You're going to click it. You're going to go to video capture device, and then you're going to name the device. So it'll be HD60 X. You're going to hit OK. You're going to get this pop-up window. On device, you're gonna select the Elgato HD60 X. Because we wanna customize it, we're not gonna use preset. And we're gonna leave it at 1080p. And then we're gonna go to simple FPS value. We're gonna select 60. Then we're gonna hit OK. So just adding the video capture device on OBS Studio only shows the video feed coming from the Elgato HD60 X that's currently connected to the PS4 Pro. As you can see, I could actually control it with a controller. But because we're using the macOS Apple Silicon version of OBS Studio on my MacBook Pro M3 Max, there's an additional step you need to do when using OBS Studio on macOS. So in order to get the audio feed coming from the Elgato HD60 X when running OBS Studio on a Mac, you need to add an audio input capture device. You go to the sources section, go down to the plus sign, the add source, you click on it, you scroll all the way up where it says audio input capture, you click on it, and then you name the device. So we're gonna name it HD60 X audio. Then you hit OK. Then we're gonna get this pop-up window where it says device. We're gonna click on it and we're gonna select the Elgato HD60 X. This is how you mute it. We're gonna go to audio mixer, and then for this newer updated OBS Studio software, you go here where it has the gears icon. Before, you used to right click and go to advanced properties, but it doesn't show you here. So you have to go to the gears, and that's the advanced audio properties. You click on that, and then we go to the first one that we created, which was the HD60 X audio. You go all the way down to audio monitoring, and you select monitor and output, and then you hit close. So now you're able to get the video feed and the audio feed coming from the Elgato HD60 X that's connected to your PS4 Pro or PS4. So if you have access to a PC or you're running a virtual machine like I am on my MacBook Pro M3 Max, I have Parallels desktop virtual machine and I'm running Windows 11 Pro. So in order to update the firmware on the Arctis Nova Elite, you can either go on their website here and download the SteelSeries GG app, or they have also a mobile app that you can download on your phone and you can configure it that way. The GG app is only compatible with Windows, not compatible with Mac. If you do have a virtual machine, then download it. If not, then download the app. So once you open the app on Windows, then you'll have to connect the Game Hub and the headset to your MacBook in order to detect both devices and be able to update the firmware. As you can see, I have already both the Arctis Nova Elite and the Arctis Nova Pro wireless already installed. So this app is just to better customize the sound profile and the mic settings for the Arctis Nova Elite headset, and also to download the latest firmware on the headset and the Game Hub. So I plugged in the Game Hub for the Arctis Nova Elite. I have not connected the headset yet, but just wanted to show you guys the different customizations you could do on the SteelSeries GG app. So we're going to click on it because it enables sonar. Because if you make an account with the SteelSeries GG app, you're able to use this other program to further customize audio profile. But you can customize the mic here. This is setting for the Game Hub. I believe if there's a update that needs to be installed, I think you can download it from here. So if you go to the sonar section, then that's where you can actually customize further. So I'm just using a preset at the moment. Haven't really tweaked around with this. But yeah, that's pretty much the SteelSeries GG app. For the Arctis Nova Elite, you can either use this or you can use the mobile app. Connect your headset to Bluetooth and then the app will detect it and you can actually do all these options on the app. So you don't need to be running this on a PC or on a virtual machine running Windows 11. So right now we're gonna go to settings, go all the way down to devices. Then you're gonna go to audio device. And then you see here for both the input device and the output device, it reads the Arctis Nova Elite headset. So then you don't have to connect it to the controller here. So then you have a wireless experience on the controller and a wireless experience on the headset. So this is my setup for the PS4 Pro, connecting the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Elite headset with the game hub it comes with. So from the game hub, we have connected here in the back USB-C cable. It's connected to USB 1. For this instance, the game hub is connected to the USB port on the back. On the front of the PlayStation 4 Pro, I have the dongle for the Victrix Pro BFG reloaded controller, this one. And then the other port, 4TB external SSD that I have my game saved. Going back to the game hub, I have the Elgato Chat Link Pro connected to the line out on the male connector that comes from the white splitter. The female connector has nothing connected to it. I can't connect a aux cable to the headset if I wanted a wired connection. But right now, my goal is to have this wireless, both the controller and the headset. So for the Chat Link Pro, this end is connected to the Elgato HD60 X. This HDMI in is the HDMI that comes from the PlayStation 4 Pro. The middle one is the Anker certified Thunderbolt 5 USB-C cable that connects to my MacBook Pro M3 Max. This HDMI out cable is the one that goes to the TV. Then on my MacBook Pro M3 Max, I have this Thunderbolt 5 cable. This is the one that comes from the Elgato HD60 X. And then this Thunderbolt 5 cable is the one that's connected to my external SSD drive when I'm recording gameplay. If I want to stream, then I connect my Insta360 Link to webcam to it. Then on my MacBook Pro M3 Max, I'm running OBS Studio, and you can see it's displaying the image captured by the Elgato HD60 X. I have the DJI Mic 2 receiver connected, and I have the transmitter here. So this is my setup for the PS4 Pro when connecting the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Elite headset with Game Hub. So this is how you truly have a wireless experience using the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Elite headset on the PlayStation 4 Pro and also using Victrix Pro BFG reloaded controller. Both wireless